Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Shri Dakshinamurti Sudeshikendram Dvaipayanam Sutrakritam Munindram Sri Shankaram Bhashyakritam Yatindram Maddeshi Kanchapi Namami Vityai. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsarishibhyo Mahatbhyo Namo Gurubhyah Sarvopaplavarahita Prajnanaganaha Pratyagarto Brahmaiva Hamasmi. Om Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Gita Mrutaduhe Namaha. Pranams everyone. We are in chapter 4, sloka number 12. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kankshantah Karmanam Siddhim Yajanta Iha Devataha Kshipram Hi Manushe Loke Siddhir Bhavati Karmaja. So Bhagavan in this chapter, after giving his Avatara Tattva, mentioned to Arjuna that Arjuna, anybody who understands my real nature will get moksha, will get videha mukti. And they attain me. That was in sloka number 9. Then we could have a question. What are the steps to get this moksha? So Bhagavan answered that in sloka number 10. Vitaraga bhayakrodhaha manmaya maupashritaha. So there the steps to attain moksha were given. And then Bhagavan said, in the second line in that shloka, Bahavo Jnana Tapasa. Many people have attained me. Now, if many people have attained Bhagavan, why is it that not everyone attains Bhagavan? What is the reason that not everybody has got moksha? So Bhagavan then said in sloka 11 that I do not have any partiality. I just give people whatever they ask for. So if they ask for material benefit, I give them material benefit. If they ask for moksha, I give them moksha. And then the next question that could come in our mind is, why is it that not many people or not everybody asks for moksha? Why do humans not seek moksha? What could be the reason? We were doing vichara in the last class, and then we said one reason is this moksha is not an easy one. It is not Bhagavan himself gave the answer. Bhagavan gave the answer that people seek immediate benefits. People seek where there are immediate benefits. Whereas moksha is actually a long drawn process. It may run up to weeks, months, years, or even janmas. And moksha is not easy also. We will have to be consistently striving for it, and it requires change of character. We have to purify our mind by doing karma yoga, then we have to steady our mind by doing upasana yoga, then we have to study, listen, reflect, and then meditate upon before we can attain this moksha. Therefore it looks distant. Listening to shastras and getting jnana is not difficult. But the earlier qualification to purify the mind, that is difficult. And typically in Vedanta, the first thing that we ask for is change of character. To change our character is very difficult. But the benefits are far greater. Our intellect will not be able to see the benefit immediately, and therefore typically most of them go for immediate benefits where they can seek something from Bhagavan for immediate immediate way of actually getting some comfort, money, power, position, or to be able to move away from sorrows, to overcome sorrows. So, two reasons why people do not come for this is, one, the difficulty in getting that qualification, and the second, the benefit of jnana is slow. We typically lack patience. That's why Bhagavan, even in the second chapter, says, titikṣā bharata. We have to be patient. In life, we have not been able to succeed in many places only because of our lack of patience. We should practice patience in all respects. So once we do that, once we are able to understand that this is not something that is going to happen overnight, this is a long drawn process, and I need to have patience, and I may falter in between, that is also fine. I will have to just pick up myself and continue in this path, then we will reach there one day. And that's why Bhagavan had said, Bhagavaha, many people have reached there. So it's not few, many people have reached there. Now we will go into the sloka. Kaṅśantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devata. Kaṅśantah. Kaṅśantah means seeking or desiring. Kaṅśantah means seeking or desiring. Desiring what? Siddhim karmanam. Siddhim karmanam means, karmana means actions, siddhi means result of actions. So they are desiring the results of actions. What sort of actions? Actions could be like yajna, puja, pilgrimage, and all those things. Desiring the results of actions, yajanta iha devataha. Yajante. Yajante means worship. Who worship? People worship. Who are these people? Desiring the results of action. And whom do they worship? Devataha. Various deities, various devatas. So, desiring the results of action, many people worship devatas, various devatas. Where do they worship these devatas? Iha devataha. In this world, they worship a lot of devatas. So that's Bhagavan saying in the first line. Then in the second line he says, Kshipram hi manushe loke. He means for. Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. We'll take siddhi. For siddhi means the result. We already saw in the first line. Siddhi. Karmaja. Again born of action. So for the results born of action, karma aja. Ajaha means we know birth. So karma aja means born out of action. For the results born out of action, bhavati, siddhir bhavati kshipram. Bhavati kshipram means it comes quickly. So Bhagavan says, desiring the results of action, the people, they worship various devatas because the results that are born of action, they come quickly. If I do something, the results I get it quickly. Where does it come quickly? Bhagavan says, Iha loke manushe. In this world of human beings. In this world of human beings, if I do any action, I get results immediately, quickly. So if we are looking for some immediate benefit, it can come out of action. But jnana, the results of jnana, it does not get. You cannot get it immediately. It does not give any immediate benefit. So there is this story, I might have told you before, but there is this story of a lady who approached Buddha and she said, my child has died. You have so much powers, please give back the life of my child. So she was crying, pleading. Buddha did not immediately oblige, but he asked the lady to do something. He said it. But before that, if Buddha had actually given him the life back to the child immediately, what would have happened? The whole world would have loved it, because we see ourselves in the same shoes. We are having problems, and for every problem in life, we want immediate solutions. We are hitting a problem, we are not willing to wait for it to solve it. We look to solve it ourselves, and we want to solve it. So one problem, then the solution, another problem, another solution. That is typically how we are mindset is, and that's what the world looks for. But what did Buddha do in this case? Buddha told, he asked the lady to go to every house in that village and get sesame seeds from their house. Only condition is that sesame house should be from a house which had seen no death. Of course, she tried every house, and in every house someone or other had died already. So when she came back and told Buddha that I couldn't find any house where there was no death, Buddha had said, now death is an inevitable truth. It has happened in your house also. Therefore, you will have to accept it. So Buddha gave knowledge. Buddha did not give results for an action. Buddha gave knowledge. Now, whether it is easy for the lady to get her sorrow removed by going to different houses and then coming back to Buddha and then getting this knowledge, would that be better for her? Would that be easier for her? Or would it be easier for the lady to have her sorrow removed by getting the child back to life by Buddha immediately? Obviously, which one will people seek? Definitely getting the child back would have been the easier option. Why? Because to think about it, to go to various houses, understand that every house has got a problem, every house has seen a death, getting that understanding, now giving that a deep thought, reflecting on it, imbibing the value of acceptance, and then from there to get calmness in the mind. It is not easy. It doesn't come shipram. It doesn't happen immediately. It will take a long time. But what is the benefit is, this acceptance, once we get it, it will last long. The benefit of the knowledge will be permanent. Whereas, if the lady had got the child back, the sorrow would have gone, no doubt about it, but then another sorrow would come back. Another sorrow would come to the life, and the lady will again start feeling helpless. The benefit from action is temporary. The benefit from knowledge is permanent. But typically, the tendency for us human beings is to seek short-term and immediate solution. What can be done now? That's all we'll see. We don't see the long-term value of it. We'll see it now and then. So, this approach, not many people have it. And not many people have this mental maturity. Not many people have this qualification to be able to understand and accept this knowledge. That's why not many people come for Vedanta classes also, because they are not ready for it. They are not able to see the value or benefit because it's slow. It doesn't happen overnight. And it is a question of actually reflecting and being able to change ourselves. We want some magic tablet which we actually take it, the whole problem gets solved. And that's why not many people seek moksha. Why not many people seek moksha? Because two reasons. One, they lack qualification. Two, they are not ready for a long drawn process. For us human beings, we are actually blessed with three shaktis: Jnana Shakti, Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti. All have been given to human beings. Why do we say that? How is it different from animals? can, let's say in Rishikesh or in the mountainous regions of Himalayas, you see a buffalo or a donkey. Will the donkey or buffalo, will it be able to appreciate the beauty of the mountains, the beauty of the river? No, it cannot. Whereas we are able to. In fact, we must be able to appreciate, otherwise there will be no difference between us and them. But that's because the animals do not have the ichcha to appreciate the beauty of things. Whereas we humans have this ichcha shakti. The animals do not have the desire to read books. The animals do not have the desire to gain knowledge. It is only available for human beings. So the ability to desire is with us. And the desiring for something is a shakti. And we should use that shakti for desiring something which is superior, higher. We should not desire for lowly goals. We should reach out for higher goals. And the highest desire that a human being can have, the highest desire is mumukṣutva. Desire for moksha is the highest desire. There is no other desire higher than that. So that desire for moksha, that ichcha shakti, is not fully developed within all people. Whoever has that ichcha shakti fully developed, they seek moksha. And for whomever it has not fully developed, they do not seek moksha, but they ask for some temporary, immediate reliefs for the problems what they face. As and when they arise, they actually try to solve them. But to be able to listen to Vedanta, to Shastras, to be able to reflect on what has been already taught, and then to reflect on day-to-day happenings with between what the Shastras had said and what is happening, and to get that knowledge, that is not easy. So that is what Bhagavan says. The reason why people do not go for moksha, two reasons. A, they are not qualified. B, they want immediate results, whereas moksha is not something that can be got overnight. Yeah. So with this sloka, now so far what has happened in this chapter? Bhagavan has given avatara tattva. Then he had given the step-by-step sadhanas and the moksha as the final sadhyam. Then he said it is not Bhagavan who decides as to who gets moksha. It is decided by people themselves. And that Bhagavan or Ishvara gives whatever the people ask for. Finally, Bhagavan said, not everyone seek moksha because most of them seek immediate reliefs, even though it may be temporary. So that is all so far. Now, in the next sloka, Bhagavan is going to explain something that he had said before. Earlier, Bhagavan had said in sloka number 11, Mama Vartmanu Vartante. Mama Vartma Anuvartante. People follow my path, Bhagavan said. Now that people follow my path is being explained in the next sloka, sloka number 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhāgashah tasya kartāramapi mam vidyakartāramavyayam. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhāgashah tasya kartāramapi mam vidyakartāramavyayam. So Bhagavan had said, Mama Vartman Anuvartante. Mama Vartma Anuvartante. Manushya Partha Sarvashaha. Oh Arjuna, people follow my path by all means. That is what Bhagavan said. Now then the question comes, what sort of path had Bhagavan designed? What sort of path has Bhagavan devised or fabricated for human beings? That what has been fabricated, what has been designed by Bhagavan is given in the first line of the shloka. The first line of the shloka, he mentions that. Now in the second line of the shloka, Bhagavan talks about a totally different concept. So in this shloka, there are two concepts there. It's a single shloka, but big difference. So we'll have to see them separately. In the first line, he gives the teaching, and then in the second line, he shifts the angle from which it needs to be viewed. So we'll go one by one. So we'll take the first line. Bhagavan had said, Mama Vartma Anuvartante. He said, all people follow my path. Which means the people of the world do not deviate from the path designed by me. So what sort of map or path has Bhagavan designed? Now Bhagavan says here, Bhagavan has given only he's given only one path, but we'll try to see the entire thing. Actually, the Shastras, or Ishvara or Bhagavan, because the Shastras have come from Vedas are Ishvara's breath. So, according to Shastras, the people of the world have been divided from two different standpoints. Or everybody can be divided from two different angles. One is the societal angle, and the other one is the lifestyle angle. From a personal standpoint, which is the lifestyle standpoint, and then there is a societal split. From a personal standpoint, everybody's life can be split into 4 parts. And from a societal angle also, the society can be split into 4 parts. So the division from personal standpoint is called as Ashrama Vibhāga. Ashrama Vibhāga. The division from a societal standpoint is called as Varṇa Vibhāga. Varṇa Vibhāga. Ashrama means lifestyle. The word ashrama actually means inner growth. It means inner growth, not outer material growth. It is inner growth. And the whole life is divided into 4 ashramas. Vibhāga means division. So 4 ashramas. What are those 4 ashramas? Brahmacharya ashrama, Grihastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, and Sannyasa ashrama. This is lifestyle based. So one person's lifetime is split into 4 parts. Now even today, these 4 parts exist in some form. First, if you see Brahmacharya ashrama is basically the student life. So we all go through the student life. Then there is the Grihastha ashrama, which is the householder family life. Then there is this Vanaprastha ashrama. People do not go to forest, but we cannot say that it does not exist also. This is nothing but the retired life, Vanaprastha ashrama. Then there is Sannyasa ashrama, the renunciate life. This is probably not very prevalent today. However, in this shloka, we have to understand Bhagavan is not talking about Ashrama Vibhāga at all. Bhagavan is only talking about Varṇa Vibhāga. Ashrama means stages of life, and Bhagavan has kept various duties for every stage. So Brahmacharya has got some duties, Grihastha has got some duties, Vanaprastha has duties, Sannyasa has duties. These are called as Vishesha Dharma. We had already seen this earlier in Introduction to Vedanta. We would have seen, definitely. So there is Samanya Dharma and Vishesha Dharma. Samanya Dharma, which is common for everybody. Vishesha Dharma is based on ashramas. So every ashrama has got its own duties. So when a person moves from one ashrama to another, from brahmacharya to grihastha, from grihastha to vanaprastha, what happens is the duties also, the dharma will change as well. The old duties have to be given up, new duties have to be picked up. So for example, in brahmacharya, the duties are to study, to serve the guru, to lead a simple life, etc. Not think about money, anything of that sort. Now, once the person comes to grihastha ashrama, then it is to perform panchamahajna. Not only that, grihastha's duty is to take care of the other three ashramas also. Brahmacharya, vanaprastha and sannyasa ashramas, they don't earn anything. So it is the responsibility of a grihastha to take care of the other three ashramas. Then vanaprastha's duties are to perform puja, japam, give up all householder activities, give up all householder duties. Then if you look at sannyasa duties, mainly is to study and teach shastras. Study shastras, teach shastras. So every individual's life is divided into 4 by Bhagavan, and Bhagavan had given, or Ishvara had given, duties for every stage. Duties are given for what purpose? For achieving the goal of life, which is moksha. Everything will culminate only to moksha. So these are the ashrama division, ashrama vibhāga. We will not go further into this because Bhagavan is not talking about this division in the sloka. Bhagavan talks about societal division here. Bhagavan says, I have divided the society into 4. Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam. The fourfold division of society has been created by me, Bhagavan says. Now, what are those fourfold divisions? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. These are the fourfold divisions of the society. And Bhagavan says, I have created that. I divided the society. Now, if we have to decide the sum based on something, it has to be based on some dimension. If society has to be divided into something, or anything that has to be divided, there has to be a dimension. For example, I can say young age, old age, middle age and stuff like that. Then the dimension is basically age. Or I can say male, female, that kind of a division. Then it has to be gender is the dimension. So I can divide, there has to be a dimension. It can be a gender, age, or costumes, or whatever it is, or nationality, or whatever. Now Bhagavan says, as I have divided the society into 4, then we will ask, on what basis? On what basis has these 4 been created? So Bhagavan says, Guna Karma Vibhāga. Guna Karma Vibhāgashaha means based on Guna and Karma. So here Bhagavan says, I have divided the society, and he says, in the first line he says, I am the divider. I was the one who divided the society. On the second line he will say, I am not the doer. In the second line of the same sloka, he will say, I am not the doer. So we will have to do a deeper vichara into the second line. We will see that later. First we will do a vichara on the first line. Because right now, or it has been always the case, there has been always a case of confusion on the Varṇa Vibhāga. People think, is there a problem in the Shastras, or is there a problem in the people who have understood this? Where is the problem? Now let us do a step-by-step vichara of Bhagavan's statement. Let us first see the meaning of Varna. When we say Varna, immediately what we think? Varna means color. So we think it is based on color. But it is not the case. Varnyate nyayate anena iti varnaha gunaha. Varna means actually Guna. Guna means character. Varna has to be understood as the basis on which a person is known. The quality by which a person is known, or the quality by which a person is identified, is called Varna. So Bhagavan has said 4 Varnas. So we will see the Lakshana, the definition of each of these Varnas. First we will say Brahmana. Brahmana has got 2 definitions, 2 Lakshanas. Brahma adite iti Brahmanam. Brahmana. Brahma adite iti Brahmana means, here Brahma means Vedas. One who has studied, or one who studies Vedas is called Brahmana. One who does Veda Adhyayana is called a Brahmana. In the Upanishads, this is in the Karma Kanda. In the Upanishads, the term Brahmana means different. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Lakshana given for Brahmana is Brahma Veti iti Brahmana. Here, Brahma means Brahman, the Paramatma. So the one who recognizes Paramatma is a Brahmana. That is the meaning or definition given in the Upanishads. Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam, he says, if we apply this definition, second definition, then there are not many Brahmanas in the world. Most of the there are only, if these are the Brahmanas, then the others are all Gauna Brahmanas. Gauna Brahmanas means Naam ke vaste Brahmanas, Brahmanas by name only. This Lakshana is not popular, it is only understood by people who have come to Vedanta. The more common definition is the first definition, which is Brahma adite iti Brahmana. One who does Veda Adhyayana is a Brahmana. That is the definition for Brahmana. Now we will take Kshatriya. Kshatriya Lakshana means Kshatat trayate anena iti Kshatriyaha. Kshatat trayate anena iti Kshatriya means, Kshatat means Nashaha, destruction. One who protects from destruction or harm or injury is a Kshatriya. One who protects from destruction is called Kshatriya. So, our country, which has got a beautiful Vedic culture, this Vedic culture also has to be protected. Otherwise, what will happen? Other nations, other people will come and destroy this culture. Not only that, some people even copy our culture from us and then they call it their own. They appropriate our culture, and after few generations, we think that their culture is superior and ours is inferior. So, one of the things that the Kshatriya has to protect is also the culture, the civilization, the society, the ethos of the society. They are Kshatriyas. Now, what is Vaishya Lakshana? Vishati dharayate iti Vaishyaha. Vishayati dharayati means one who enters and sustains society. One who enters into various vocations and activities. And he is the one who sustains society. One who does business and sustains society. Vaishya is also important. If there are no Vaishyas, there will be no food in some places, no clothing in some places. Only because of Vaishyas, exchange of commodity takes place. So business and agriculture are all performed by Vaishyas. Now what is Shudra Lakshana? Shuchaha abhidravati iti Shudraha. Shuchaha abhidravati iti Shudraha means one who approaches with purity. Shuchaha means purity here. Or one who approaches with sincerely, one who serves sincerely is called Shudra. One who does physical labor is a Shudra. So there are 4 types: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. 4 Varnas. Bhagavan says, I have formulated on what basis? Bhagavan says Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Now we've seen the Lakshana, but how do we actually split this? And here, actually speaking, a society can be, the Varnas can be split by 3 dimensions. One is Guna Vibhagashaha, one Guna Vibhaga, second is Karma Vibhaga, third is Jati Vibhaga. Guna Vibhaga means character based. Karma Vibhaga means profession based. Jati Vibhaga means birth based. So the same Varnas can be split by 3 dimensions: Guna, Karma and Jati. Bhagavan has left out Jati or birth in this Sloka. In the Shastras there are 3. Bhagavan has left out one here and he has given only the other 2. So if I am able to say that this person is a Brahmana, then we will have to say on what basis? Is it on the basis of Jati? Is it on the basis of Karma? Or is it in the basis of Guna? We should not say that I look at a Brahmana in 3 ways. We should remove that thought from the mind and say whoever fits the definition is called a Brahmana. Now the easiest way to identify a Brahmana, or to sort of easiest way to split the society, is Jati based. And what should someone do to become a Jati Brahmana? Nothing. Just by birth alone he becomes a Brahmana. And it is not something to be proud of. Jati is not something to be proud of, because you have not done anything to be in this life to be able to seek this particular position or this particular definition. Some people say there was one person who said, one must have done a lot of papa to be born in a Brahmin family, because once you are born in the forward community, you don't get any benefit, you don't get any concessions. On the other hand, you are getting ostracized in the community today, all those things. But then there is another issue. If you are supposed to be born in a Brahmin family, if you are Jati Brahmana, then you are supposed to do Veda Adhyayana and not get involved in business and other things. So these kind of things of not getting benefits in professions other than what you are supposed to do is not even a concern. Anyway, we'll see the Varnas in each of these 3 dimensions. First, the 3 dimensions: Guna, Karma, Jati. Now, before we come to these 3 dimensions, we need to understand, especially when we want to understand Guna Vibhaga, we need to understand that there are 3 types of gunas. The Shastra talks about 3 basic gunas. What are they? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And every individual has one of the gunas as a predominant character. Every individual. Only if we understand this, will be able to understand the Guna Vibhaga of this Varna. What is the Sattva Pradhana character? Sattva Pradhana character, the Shastra says, in fact, we will be in the 14th chapter, we will be doing an elaborate deep dive into all these 3 gunas. But let's see it very quickly here. Sattva Guna, it represents tranquility. It represents intellectual nature, intellectual efficiency. That is Sattva Guna. So any kind of intellectual efficiency or intellectual tranquility is indicated by Sattva Guna. Rajo Guna stands for activity. The tendency to be active, hyperactive sometimes, is represented by Rajo Guna. Tamo Guna represents the lack of both. No intellectual tranquility, no high activity. That is tamoguna. So in intellectual activity, there is a mental activity, there is an intellectual activity, so there is an internal activity. In rajoguna, there is external activity. In tamoguna, there is neither internal activity nor external activity. These are the three basic gunas. Now we will come back to Guna Vibhāga. So in Guna Brahmana, so again now this Varnas have to be divided into four based on the gunas. So who is a Guna Brahmana? A Guna Brahmana is a spiritual personality. He has got a Sattva Pradhana Guna followed by Rajas followed by Tamas. Remember, every one of us should have all these three gunas. We will have these three gunas in various mixtures. So a Guna Brahmana is one who has got Sattva Pradhana followed by Rajas and Tamas. In other words, if you want to remember, SRT. So here is a personality who gravitates towards spirituality primarily. This person has got an attraction towards spirituality. He loves spiritual pursuits. He loves to withdraw himself. He loves solitude. He likes silence. He likes contemplation. He is inquiry loving. He is in pursuit of ultimate reality. Such a person is called Guna Brahmana. For this person, Sannyasa appeals to the mind, renunciation appeals to the mind. For other people, solitude means a terrible loneliness. People do not like to be alone. The moment they are alone, they would want to call up some people, talk to some people, go out, or at least switch on the television. They want some noise around themselves. They don't want to sit quietly for some time alone. So for some people, it's actually dreadful. It's depressing. For them, it's loneliness, not solitude. But for a Guna Brahmana, he loves solitude. This is called spiritual personality. And the person who has this trait is called a Guna Brahmana. The technical word used in the Shastras is Sattva Pradhana personality. Then the Guna Kshatriya, which is actually a dynamic personality. Here it is RST. Rajas is predominant, followed by Sattva, followed by Tamas. Now for this person loves activity. He is outgoing, active, planning, energetic, highly motivated, dynamic. These are the traits of a Guna Kshatriya. And the motivation itself is selfless motivation. It's not only looking to actually only for himself. He is interested in activity but not in self-centered activity. He is interested in contribution, he is interested in serving the society, he is interested in uplifting people, helping the society. A personality which heavily contributes to the material progress of the society. This is called as a selflessly motivated dynamic personality. And the person who has this trait is called as Guna Kshatriya. In Shastras, the technical word used is Shuddha Raja Pradhana personality. Shuddha Raja Pradhana personality means Rajas which is supported heavily by Sattva. That is called as a Shuddha Rajas personality. Now Guna Vaishya. Guna Vaishya personality means he is also motivated, but he is selfishly motivated. In this case also the Rajas is Pradhana, but it is supported by Tamas followed by Sattva. So it is RTS. This personality is also equally dynamic as the Kshatriya personality, but it is all self-centered, selfishly motivated. So every activity has to be to produce benefit for oneself or one's family only. So this personality would like to collect or amass wealth with only things of how to actually hoard things, get things for themselves, and will not think much about contributing to the society. This is called selfishly motivated and dynamic personality, and the person who has this trait is called as Guna Vaishya. So the technical term used in Shastras is Ashuddha Raja Pradhana personality. So this is also Raja Pradhana, but supported by Tamas primarily. Now Guna Shudra is lethargic personality because no activity, passive, lethargic. This person has no motivation either for spiritual success nor he doesn't look for material success also. No Purushartha appeals to this personality. This personality is called as Guna Shudra. So the mere goal for this person is to eat, survive, die. That's all. Now this personality is very close to this animalistic mind. Passive motivationless personality. Passively and lethargic personality. Such a trait is called Guna Shudram. The technical term used in Shastras is called as Tamas Pradhana personality. So these are guna-wise divisions of Varna. Guna Brahmana, Guna Kshatriya, Guna Shudra, Guna Vaishya, Guna Shudra. Now the same Varnas can also be classified on the basis of profession, karma. So work or the profession or the contribution that the person makes to the society can also be used as a indicator to divide the society into four, classify the society into four. But it may not be watertight, there may be some overlaps here and there. So who is a karma brahmana? A karma brahmana is the one who is involved in study, who is involved in teaching. We saw that our scriptures are too big, too vast. Our scriptures, one life is not enough to complete studying, is to study everything in the scriptures. They are both extensive as well as intensive. By extensive, we mean it has got a range of topics, and every topic has got a breadth of number of people who have written books, and knowledge around it is vast. Whether you take philosophy, whether you take astrology, whether you take ethics, grammar, rituals, everything. But the scriptures are not just extensive, they are also intensive as well, because they have got commentaries, sub-commentaries, sub-commentaries. And to all of this takes a lot of effort. So unless somebody is there to dedicate their lives to learn and teach and support this, preserve this knowledge, it is not easy to take this to the next generation. So a group of people were identified who were dedicated to what we say adhyayanam. Adhyayanam means study. Then adhyapanam. Adhyapanam means teach. Then parayanam, chant. Then patanam, that is to read. Then pravachanam. Pravachanam means for interpretation. So these are karma brahmanas. Their main responsibility is to ensure that the scriptures are studied, taught, chanted, read and interpreted and taken into the next generation. They also serve as the psychiatrists to the society, because the scriptures also deal with a lot of psychological problems also. that work is called as Brahmana karma, and whoever takes up that job is called as Karma Brahmana. Now, who is a Karma Kshatriya? Karma Kshatriya is whoever is involved in public service administration. Public service administration, governing the society, maintenance of law and order, policing the society, defending the country. All these comes under Karma Kshatriya. All these are activities meant for providing peaceful and appropriate environment for all the citizens, so that the citizens can pursue their goals. Because if an individual has to pursue his goal, then it is important to have peace and orderliness in the society. So in the olden days, it was the duty of the king. Now it is the role of ministers, administrators, civil servants and all those things. So whoever has taken to that profession or karma is called as Karma Kshatriya. Karma Vaishya. All forms of commercial activities, business, trade, these are all comes under Karma Vaishya. This is also important because for equal distribution and sharing of the wealth, it is important to have this Vaishyas in the society. So whoever takes up this role is called as Karma Vaishya. What about Karma Shudra? Karma Shudra means the fourth and final part, it is coming in the forms of all forms of labor. Unskilled labor, semi-skilled labor, where a person cannot think, but there is no leadership activities required, but this person does the activities for some other person, is Karma Shudra. They are not leaders, but they are followers, but they follow the leadership of either a Karma Brahmana, they follow the leadership of a Karma Kshatriya, or they follow the leadership of Karma Vaishya. They work for either a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya. They are able to support them. And whoever takes up such an activity is called as Karma Shudra. So this is on the basis of karma. Then there is a classification based on birth, which is Jati Vibhāga. This is based on the birth, Janma. Actually, Jati means, today we think Jati means caste. The real meaning of Jati is birth only. Jati is not caste. When you say Jati Brahmana, it is by birth a Brahmana. He is born into a Brahmana family. That's all. Jati Vaishya means born into a Vaishya family. So that is the three dimensions under which Varnas can be used to divide the society or classify the society. Not say divide, classify the society. So a person can be, so similarly if you look at an individual can be classified in three ways, into three different buckets or Varnas, based on their work, character or birth. So there can be a Jati Brahmana who is doing Shudra Karma having a Kshatriya personality. It's quite possible. Because wherever he is born, whatever be the profession, as long as he is selflessly active, he becomes Kshatriya. Whereas if a person is selfishly active, he wants to get more money, he might be born into a Jati Brahmana, but if he is selfishly active, trying to only get money from the others for his own selfish needs, he becomes Guna Vaishya. When the motive becomes money and for selfish reasons, he becomes a Guna Vaishya. So a person can be classified into all three. Need not be that the person is only classified into one bucket across all these three. Now that we have understood this, question comes, which is the best? Do we have a gradation in the Varnas? Is any Varna superior? Is any Varna inferior to the others? In other words, in Sanskrit they say Taratamyam. Is there a Taratamyam in the Varnas? Shastra says Jati Vibhaga, as far as Jati Vibhaga is concerned, birth-wise division is concerned, all four are equal. Birth cannot give anyone any superiority. Birth cannot make somebody inferior. Jatitaha sarve api samaha eva. There is no choice. Because birth-wise there is no choice. We just need to accept it. It is prarabdha. If we take karma-wise, karma vibhaga-wise also, all are equal. No profession is inferior. No profession is superior. All jobs are equally important. Each work is important to the society. Without Shudras, Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and Vaishyas may not be able to deliver what they are supposed to. Without Vaishyas, the society will not be able to sustain. Food and others will not be get distributed. Without Kshatriyas, there will not be peace in the land. Without Brahmanas, there will be no knowledge. So karma-wise, all four are equally important. That's why we don't say which work is superior. We have a saying, work is worship. Doesn't matter what work, every work is worship. And we don't have much choice also. Sometimes we get what we want when we look for jobs also. Most times we do not get what we want. That doesn't matter. Karma-wise, it is all the same. Whereas in Guna Vibhaga, there is a gradation, there is a choice. Character-wise superiority exists and we all must aim to become Guna Brahmana. All the spiritual sadhanas are to improve our gunas only, to move our gunas from wherever we are to Guna Brahmana. Guna-wise, there should not be any acceptance from ourselves. We should put an effort to change the guna. Because only a Guna Brahmana qualifies for moksha. Moksha is not on the basis of karma, moksha is not on the basis of jati. Vedas have not created any superiority or inferiority. It is only when people started thinking that I am superior or I am inferior, the problem comes. As far as Vedanta students are concerned, we should not have any jati abhimana. There should not be any desire to know the jati of another person. We should only look for our own spiritual, how we can actually spiritually progress. So with that, we'll come to the end of this class. Next class, we will take up the Sloka and explain the meanings. Any questions or comments? Okay. If not, we will see it in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.